We can start our class. I want today's class to be more of interactive in a way that uh, in some of the parts I'll be giving more of assignment so that we can go and have to do the visualizations by ourselves and learn more. In case you have an issue, you can always reach out to me. And also I'll be having a follow-up on the assignment, because at the end of the class I'll be giving like a whole data set that I've already sent to your emails. And I'd expect you guys to give me a full EDA. So that's the exploratory data analysis, which is the EDA. With the EDA focuses with more of pandas, which is the data visualization and manipulation at some point, whereby you have to check for the things like missing values and yeah, such. So we stopped at grouped bar plotter. I'm going to continue from there. And Kwamboka had an issue with why I was using the I plus width for I in X. Today I'm going to explain that. And also we'll encounter things like X sticks, which I'll expect you guys to go and do more research on it. But I'll give a brief explanation, but more of it I'll expect in the next in the assignment that I'll be giving out to see more of the X sticks there. Okay, so we start with the group upload. The group upload. So we import our necessary libraries. Import pandas as PD. So we also import matplot lib.pyplot as plt. So I'm just going to use the previous data that I was using in the last class, which is data is equals to with the dictionary keys, category, and in category we had a list which was A, we had B, Okay, so we had, let me close that one. We had C, we had D also. Sometimes we had D. Okay. There's a question. Yes, Kwambok.
Tony, I'm requesting
Uh-huh.
you increase the font size.
Okay. Please leave with one of your accounts. You've joined with 2 accounts. Because of the forum. I should be having 8 instead of 9 students active.
No, Tony, I can't because
I don't have an extra screen where I can cast.
Oh, so
I'm using my phone and my laptop.
okay. But you can use your phone for the class, then your laptop to do whatever we'll be doing. Ama when you love a question utakuwa na shida.
No.
So just join it too, but we're getting an echo from your side. Okay, we also had the dictionary key value 1. Value 1 was in 10. We had 15. We had 7. Can have even 12. This is just random numbers. You can have your data the way you want to. Then we had something like aggregate 2. I can't remember. Aggregate 2. Then we had let's say 6 and 4. And the one that never plots get a good range. I take 8. I take 9, 10. I take 9. The 4, 1, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4. So the 4, 4. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I also say that in this case now you have to convert your data frame. You have to convert the data into a data frame. Which I said you can denote your data frame as df, but you can denote it with whatever you want as your variable name, which was pd dot data frame. Now you specify the data that you want to convert to data frame, which was in our case here it's data. If in this case here it was like, let's say group, let's say group bar, make sure inside the parenthesis also group bar. But in our case now here it's just data. Yes, Kwamboka. You have a question?
I was not able to see your screen, but now I can see.
Okay. Okay. So after converting it, then I came and introduced the x is equals to range. So in this case, our x will be our predefined x variable, the one that will be used such that when you're going to define the width of the bars, which are defined the width in this case to be 0.335. So we're going to define the width. We're going to have something like I plus width for I in x. Now this x that we're defining right now, which will be the range in which is the length of the category. But now in the length of the category, we have our A, B, C, D. In some cases, you can find that you have a length of integers. Now it will also apply the same way. So it is x is equals to range. Now the range is the length. Then the length of what? The length of the data frame. The data frame category. Column category. It has to be in single or double quotation marks. So then you have to give the width, because now in this case we'll be having aggregate 1 and aggregate 2. Now the width is the parameter that determines the width of the bars basically. So you have to see and give like a reasonable one. So I always have a 0.35. It always works for me well. Okay. So now we start plotting. So plotting the bar is plt dot bar, open your parenthesis, which is the x df data frame aggregate 1 here. Can have it here so that we can't get errors because of you can always copy your code so that you cannot get errors such as for the undefined variable because of the spelling or because of the caps and all that, because Python is case sensitive. So which is the width. Now you have to include the width of the 0.35, and now you have to label. We labeled it as aggregate value 1. Oh. In this case I had aggregate value 1. So now I'm copying I'm copying, include in the label. Include in the label. Was in single or double quotation marks. We've already done with the first bar. Now the second bar is whereby the condition for I in X, so that we can add the width to the previous bar, because they're going to be like together. So when we plot it, we'll see. So it is plt dot bar minus join. So it's plt dot bar again. So our X now is the one that we add now for I in X. So it will be I, this is the syntax, plus width for I in X. Now this I is for I in X. Now it has to include this the first X plus the first X range first, then add it to the width, so that we can have now the I that we're looking for. I. So the others will follow, whereby you have to give the Y now, because now you start with the X and then the Y, because you're plotting against X and Y. So now the Y, our Y will be aggregate value 2. So it will be df aggregate value 2. I'll take this one, copy, I can have it there, and now it is aggregate value. Get value 2. I will say width, then label, then label as aggregate value, aggregate value. Kumbuka umeelewa why we were using the I plus width?
Sijaelewa.
Where?
Kuanzia hapo kwa df is equals to pd dot data frame kuja chini.
Oh, hapa. There.
Yes.
Okay. Now we used pd.dataframe because pd.dataframe is the function that is used to convert any data that you have, it manually. Like in this case, we had a dictionary which had dictionary keys and lists inside the dictionary keys. So our dictionary keys were category, aggregate 1, aggregate value 1, aggregate value 2. So for you to plot this, you have to first convert it into a data frame. But it doesn't always have to be df. You can always have any variable that you want to, but make sure the pd.data frame, inside the parentheses you've included what you had assigned your manually input data there, which in this case was our dictionary. So in this case it was data. So I had to convert the data into a data frame. After convert it into a data frame, I no longer now use this as data. I'm using this as df. That's why going down, I have to include df. Now, in this case, x is equals to range, which is the length of the df of the category. Now, in our x, which will be category, I have to go and look at the length of our category. In this case, the length of our category was just a strings, but you can find in a situation whereby you also have a scale for x. Now, it will also apply there. So df into the box bracket category meant that I'm only because we've already converted the data into a data frame, I'm only focusing on the category, which is the column category, as the x. I've already assigned x to the column, which is category. That's why going down now, the x, which is our category, which is already assigned, it's always by default But now again, I have to give the y. Yeah, because you're plotting x and y. So the x, which is defined above the width, it's already column, which is category. So I always have to start with x. Then after plotting x, what else again? Okay, after plotting x, I want to focus on the data frame of aggregate value 1. That's why I included aggregate value 1 here. No, it's supposed to be there. Let me cut. That's why I included here aggregate value 1, which is the d, which is now the y, because you are plotting x and y. Width is the one that I had already defined here, which is 0.35, but you can have any number, but a reasonable one, so that your visualization can be a nice one, a nice figure. Then you have to label it, which is aggregate value 1 for the first bar. Okay, now for this cell right here, so you already had given x above here as the column for category for the column of category. Now going down, I have assigned this as I. You can have any, but these are the ones that are universal, the ones that are being used mostly in Python. So for I plus the width for I in X. So my second I will be, my second X now will be I. But for this I, it will be in X. What is X? Our X is category. So I have to add the length, the width I mean, which is 0.35, so that they can be together. When I plot it utaona. Let me finish first. Let me finish on it. Let me label to plt dot x label where x was category. I think it's good. Plt dot y label. My y label was aggregate value 1. So no, I'll just take this one, right? Instead of retyping it. Okay. It's aggregate. My y label is my first y label is aggregate value 1. Going down, I'll have a plt.title, and to get, which is grouped bar plotter, Then
We can't see what you are typing.
plt. You can't see. Who else
No,
can
the
see what I'm
first
typing? Vanessa, can you see?
Hadi mimi sioni.
Uoni? Na vile I've been sharing all along.
Ndio imekuja.
I think my network ndio inanisumbua. Sawa. So plt dot xticks ndio nimewambia you'll go and do more of the research because I want to see. So the xticks in this case, I'll be using I plus the width, which is half of the width. This is because I want the list of the compression that calculates the desired position of the x-axis, which is the xticks. So, which is I plus half of the width, which is width slash over 2, which is half of the width for I in x. So, which is the df of the category, So, and finally, we'll have to have our plt dot legend then our plt.show, so that you can view it. Used to be aggregate value. Aggregate value 1. I think we're good. Then you run your code. Let's wait for my notebook to connect. We have an error. Aggregate value 1. What's the error? Okay. LT.x df aggregate value 1 equal aggregate value 1. Yeah, you see. Yeah. Now let me explain the I part. Now you see for the aggregate value 1, it was just direct because we had our X, which is a category, then we had our Y, which is the DF aggregate value 1. So aggregate value 1 was here. Now for the aggregate value 2, to be included, you have to add the distance from here up to here. Then it can follow after. So it covers the distance between here and here. That's why it's I plus width, which our width was 0.35. Remember I told you guys width is the parameter that measures the length of the bar. So from here up to here, you have to add that width, then our next I, which is the X now in this case, because we already defined our X in the first place, so you cannot use it again. So it have to be something like X2 or anything else, but in this case I chose it to be I. So it will be I, which is from distance from here up to here, plus the next X, which is I, so that they can be together, so that you can have a grouped bar plot. Umeona kwamboka vile inatokea?
Nimeona venye natokea but bado huko kwa code sijaelewa vizuri.
But now that is the syntax for it, because if you don't include that one, utapata tu nini bar moja. Because now remember you're using a language to communicate to the console for it to give you a feedback. In this case it's Python. So
Okay.
for example, if you're moving, let's say from Nairobi to Mombasa, sindio, and you're plotting your bar from Nairobi to Mombasa, but you find a way that Shani's bar is from Nairobi to Mtito one day. So Shani's will have covered that one as the red mark. For you as Kwamboka to cover it up to Mombasa, you'll have to include the distance of Shani's because it has already been covered. So you have to include it. So you're not going to use X again because you already used X as the category here. So in the next case, you have to use something else. In this case, I just chose I because in a universal way of, because if I share this code with someone else, then there's a elewa, but you can use anything else. Come on, attack. So for I plus width for I in X. So our second X is the width, the distance covered from here up to here. Now for it to be a complete bar plot, I'll have to include the next again. So it's I plus width for X, for I in X, so that they can be this way. the same to if you have three, if you're supposed to have a group to upload of maybe 3 aggregate values or anything else. Umeona? So we'll practice with it, alafu utaniambia how it goes with the next data set nitapeana.
Okay, I have a question. Yes, I will.
Mhm.
Okay. Hii group bar plot
Mhm.
inatusaidia na
See, visualize your data, compare.
okay.
To visualize your data, because in data visualization or data science, it's either you use Python, you use R, or you use the softwares like Power BI and Tableau. So for you to visualize your data, maybe you're trying to have a model, a machine learning model, maybe like the Prophet model, for example. You want to forecast trends. You won't start by going to Tableau or Power BI, visualize, then come back to your notebook and then start trying again to try to have the model in place. So you start by visualizing in the same notebook so that you can know what you're working with and what you're not working with. Later on, I'll show you how to reduce noise in your data by dropping down unnecessary columns. Maybe if you're not going to use that column for your machine learning model for your visualization, you can decide to drop it because it can reduce the noise in your data set. So a group bar plot can be used if you have a group of like the one for ice cream now, the one that we did in the previous class for ice cream, whereby you have chocolate, and then you have like vanilla. Now you want to see the trend at which chocolate, and vanilla, the trend of the cells. Now you can use a group bar plot, and now you can be able to see in the under that in specific days or months which one was
Okay.
selling more than the other.
Okay, now I have understood. Now what you're trying to say is we are trying to visualize
Visualize
two
data.
two at the same time. We are trying like we are comparing at
Yeah,
the same time.
grouped. Yeah, you're comparing a group.
Yeah, I think nimeelewa.
So then the
And
X-Tix part.
then
Umeona,
I
I've introduced
propose
something of the X-Tix part. Unaweza niuliza why was the A not at the end here ama hapa? That's why the X-Tix part, which is I plus width, half of it for I in X, which
because
is
unaona ile
category.
ingine
Mhm.
if you are saying chocolate and vanilla, like hapa kwa hii, which color is this? This one which looks like bluish and this other one orange. Like ingekuwa hii moja ni chocolate, ingine ni ice cream. Ingine sasa hii yako, the other bar is empty. Like I don't know what's that.
Which bar is empty?
This color which looks like emerald.
We only have aggregate value 1 and aggregate value 2. So you can see our key here. There's a key. Blue represents aggregate value 1 and the orange represents aggregate value 2. So for categories in
tuko na
A,
two bars kwa nini? Tuko na bar, unaona tuko na orange na hiyo color ingine, orange na hiyo color ingine, orange na hiyo color ingine.
it's
Kwa nini?
because in our data setup, so we had category which is A, B, C, D. These categories, in A we had aggregate value 10 and we also add aggregate value 6, which was in aggregate value 2. A ina carry 10 na 6, B ina carry 15 na 8, C inabeba 7 and 10, D inabeba 12 and 9. So let's say for example unataka kuangalia at cafe ya Limuru na at cafe ya maybe Mombasa, si ndio? Ama Mombasa Road. Unaona at cafe ya Mombasa Road tukiangalia let's say kama cappuccino yao ina sell 10 per day for Limuru, but ya Mombasa Road ina sell 6. Hivyo. That's how you,
Okay.
that's what you're trying to do.
Okay. Tony iko sawa, nimeelewa, but sasa ninge propose like utumie examples zenye ni more relatable, like tumia vitu kama hiyo yenye umetumia hiyo ya art cafe. Unaona hiyo ya ABC, unajua inakuwa ngumu kushikanisha.
Iko more
Ukitumia very simple things like fruits, that one I will understand easily.
But you'll not always work with fruits and the simple one.
But now for us beginners, I think it's good tukipata hiyo concept. Juu unaona sasa
Sawa.
mi nimestrain sana kuget.
Oh, so okay.
Eh.
Sawa. I'll try. It's because this is hii ndio inatupatia a more complex way of understanding it, so that such that if you get the other, hizo zingine, you won't get any issue, because you won't know whatever data set you'll be working with unless you are in a let's say like a predefined like career kwenye unajua mi kama ni financial analyst I'll be dealing with branches, transactions, hivyo branches and transaction, and I'll be analyzing maybe transactions za different branches of maybe the financial institution organization, and that. But in a field of like a data science, you'll be working with anything. Yeah, that's why understanding it as from an overview. That's why from the start, Musema, I'm using this, but you can use anything else. You can try and during your practice, you replace the whatever that I've used in maybe come the category. You can try and say branch, and maybe aggregate value 1. You can say ice cream sold, even something like that. But for this, because I'm following the curriculum, because walkomesema we have to cover the aggregate visualization. That's why the aggregate, I'm emphasizing on that. But you can use anything.
It's okay.
For this, unaona, for this kama dictionary keys, you can use anything. For how you want to name your data, you can use anything. But the key functions like the converting a data into a data frame, you have to use the pd.data frame. You're in a shortcut. Then going down for maybe like this one in our X, we have to define our range. You have to use that one because that is the syntax that is already set there that Python understands. Mona, yes, Salome. Umelewa kwamboka. You can use anything.
Nimeelewa.
Chochote tu. Yes, Salome. Salome alikuwa ameraise hand. Salome, yes. Okay. We proceed. Let me proceed, and maybe in a case, okay, let's have it as an assignment. What if you want a check with assignment? So the assignment plots grouped bar plot, but I've never seen any of them. Mtu akinitumia any of the assignment ama a question. Why? For 3 aggregate values. For the third aggregate value, the deal will be here again. So for the third one, I'll expect how you'll handle the width part of it, because now you'll be having 3 x's. For all of them will be for I in x. So the deal will be here for the third one, and give a nice range of values for the aggregate value 3 here. Sawa. Let's proceed. What if now you want to have like a stacked bar plot? You want to have a stacked bar plot. Usually you start by importing your library. What pandas as pd. You import matplotlib dot plot splt. Okay, and you can decide. So in this case, patia data kumbuka, the one that you think will work.
Unataka kuplot nini?
I want to have like a stacked bar plot. I want now in this case whereby the blue and the orange zilikuwa kando, but I want them to be on top of each other. Maybe the blue to be bottom, then the orange to be on top. A stacked one now.
Tukue na shop
We can
1 na shop 2.
or shop 1 and shop 2.
Mm.
Then our categories, maybe our categories zikuwe nini? Can have data. Data is equals to.
Tumia hata sugar. Vitu tu hizi.
Okay.
Sugar, salt.
Okay. But now I want to compare. I want to compare like terms in a stacked bar. Like the previous one, we had A having two values. A having two y columns. So that's why unaona tuko na blue na orange. So if so we can say items, tunasema items kama our key dictionary, and then the items can be zinakuwa nini?
We can do sugar, milk.
Sugar. Then we have what? Milk. Then we have which one?
Bread.
Bread. And then we have sugar, milk, bread, flour. Sindio? Then now in our y we compare, because now the items now will be in our x, sindio? So our y will have cells.
Yes.
We have cells. Can have cells 1. We're together. Can have cells 1. So can have like how many cells for the sugar? Say 10, 15, 12, can have 20. Because now it will be stacked, we have to have again our cells 2. Ama shop 1, shop 2.
Okay.
Okay. So we can have shop.
Hatuoni chenye una type.
Itarudi tu, I don't know why. I don't know why my laptop. I think network shop _ cells. Shop 1 _ cells. Then we can have shop 2 _ cells. Sindio? You wanted such examples kama hizi. Then we can have like 20, and we can have 15 randoms too, because we're not dealing with then you can have like 10, then you can have even 5 maybe, the 10. Why? You close your dictionary. You already closed it down here. Now you convert your dictionary a dictionary into a data frame, so that because now it will be in data frame, you'll be now able to use the pandas library. So now we convert it, which is df. You can choose to have anything there, but in this function pd.dataframe, it has to be that one exact. pd.data frame, the data, which is this one. So because we used data huko juu, can now dot underscore one. Now data underscore one here. So in this case, it will be df1. So when you run it, you can decide to view it. It's df1. So today view the tumetengeneza. Now we want to plot it. So to plot it now, the same. It's the same of what we've been doing. plt dot bar So the df1 now, the df. Now in this case, we're focusing on items. Items will be in our x. Then our y will be df, which is shop1 underscore sales. Take this one, copy, and you can have it here. Shop1 underscore sales. Then you label. Then you label it. Then we label, which is equals to shop1 underscore sales. So that's the first one. And we take the second one. Can copy this one. Have it here. It will be items kama kawaida. In this case, it will be shop2 underscore sales. I have to change for the second one, shop2 underscore sales. Then now you have to label. Which is plt dot x label. Our x label will be items. Then we move down to our y labels, plt dot y label. Our y label will say it's using this, focusing on sales, can be sales. Then our title, which is plt dot title. I can have sales of shops. Then we can have finished here. We can have now plt dot legend. Then we can have plt dot show. Then we can have a code. Okay, shop1 underscore sales. Case. Oh, I didn't specify which one should be at the bottom. Let's say our bottom to be shop1. Yeah, can have shop1. Yeah. Okay. It'll be good. Yeah. Bottom can be shop1. It's running. Still getting the error. One underscore
Good evening.
sales. Yes, good evening.
It should be shop 2 because you're in line 2.
For line 2. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It
Okay.
can be any for
Okay.
line 2. Yeah. For specifying it should be in the bottom, it can be any. I'm trying to figure it out why it's giving me shop 1 underscore sales as an
But
error.
sasa
Uh-huh.
nashindwa. Okay, you've specified it, but under the category of shop 2,
Mm.
could that be an issue? Ama iko tu sawa?
No, iko tu sawa. Because our
Okay.
error is here. See in this line.
Okay.
I had noticed it, but so
Okay.
help me identify the error because I'm not seeing any. Mostly zinakuanga syntax. So if we indexing error, we'll trace. If we have a list like key, it shouldn't be here. Philip,
Yes, Sam.
you came
Yeah.
through last time. Hebu tusaidie.
Ndo najaribu kuangalia juu pia mi niko na hiyo same error. So
You have the same error. I've tried to get rid of the space. Acha tuone. The space which is between the label. Same error. That shouldn't be an issue. Oh, it's DF1, not DF. Lisao, remember here, we converted it and stored it in DF1, not DF. So, it's DF1. It's DF1. Aye. Now that's the stacked one. So shop 1 underscore sales and shop 2 underscore sales. A question in this case. Any question?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Nisongeshe hivi screen pia naweza ona the data. Your screen kindly.
The data.
Yeah. Where you've written the data for sales, blah blah blah.
This one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So category 1 is sugar. Okay. Nimepata.
But in this case, zilikuwa items. So unaona hapa items, then we had sugar, milk, bread, free. Yeah, we didn't use category because Kwamboka had an issue with that.
Okay. I was thinking
Uh-huh.
of a situation where The valley of okay, nimepata tu, wacha tu, iko sawa.
Anyone else? Before I move to box plots and the violin plots. Kwamboka uko poa?
Niko poa.
Haya. Now I'm trying to see. So what if you're plotting a box plot? And maybe sugar. Sugar has a range of, let's say, that's 10, 15, 12, 20. Then milk will have a range again. So you won't be having shop 1 and shop 2, but we'll be having only shop 1. But maybe the time frame, in the morning, sugar was sold 10 bags. Midday, 20 bags. In the evening, 50 bags. You can take that data. How can we manipulate that one? Kumbuka, is it a must we use this, the normal ones?
Unaweza tumia zile
The
zako tu.
AB. The ABs are easy. You can replace with anything. They're easy for explanation, but if you come across data yenye inataka, because of course now you won't have to use AB in this case.
Okay.
Utaanzia tu hapa wakati usha upload data, unaanzia hapa. I'm using my own data sets, these manual ones, say up to this point, because I didn't find a data set yenye explain very nicely, but the one that I've shared, you guys can manipulate and see whether you'll come up with stacked uploads. You'll come up with because it's a data set of climate in different cities. So let's say Africa. So let's say like in Africa, uko na Accra, uko na Nairobi, uko na, so unaweza have a stacked upload of the ones for Africa. Unaweza have a stacked upload for the ones in Asia. You can have a stacked upload for the states zenye ziko in United States. You can have a stacked upload for the South America ones. That's what I'm trying to explain now. I don't know. We can use the AB to the box plot. I'm trying to see vile
Let's use yours.
the ones that I create randomly, sindio?
The one for AB.
Okay. So we have box plotter. So import once you've imported the library, still lazima keep on importing them. It's not a must. But in this case, I'm just following protocol. Matplots lib.pyplot as plt. So the matplotlib.pyplot library is the one that is being used for plotting. But when you come in a scenario whereby you're using, I think I'll do a heat map, whereby you're using, let's say, a heat map. Now you have to use the SNS, which is the seaborne. So we can have, let's say, data again. Let me take normal ones. Category as the key dictionary. Then we can have A. Then we can have B, C, and D. Okay. Not supposed to be there. Supposed to be at the end. Then you can have now your aggregate values here. Aggregate values. Aggregate values can be in a list. Inside a list, that's the whole list of the aggregate values. Now they're inside in a list. Maybe for A we can have 10, 12, 14, and 16. Then for B, the list for B in our category now, this category right here. For list for B can be 7, 9, 11, 13. Then for C it can be 5, 6, 7, 8. Just random numbers. I'll sort the error. Then for B, then for D we can have, let's say, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is because we didn't separate it to the comma. Yeah, we can have such a data set. Error before we find. Okay. Then now you convert into a data frame which is df. df is equals to pd dot data frame. Our data frame was data. Use df2. Let me try to use this df. Let's see, command pata error. Okay. So after converting, you come and plot your box plot, which is plt dot box plot. Now we start with the x. In this case, we can have aggregate. Trying to get what's in between. This one can have our aggregate values. Yes. Our aggregate values. Yeah. Which aggregate value is the one for the df? Then our x label will plt dot x label. Our x label is category. Then our y label, which is plt dot y label. Y label is aggregate values. I think I had to copy it. Okay. Then our title, plt dot title is box plot. Okay, box plot. Any question up to that point before I continue? Mmenyamaza sana. Someone might be left behind. Any? Okay. So after doing that, I will specify the tick labels. Which is the ABCD. By specifying the tick labels, it's plt dot xticks. Please make sure you read on the xticks because it's in the next it's in the assignment. At range, which is one length in this case, the length of what, the data frame, which is category, plus one. Yeah, it's category plus one. Trying to add it. Plus one. DF category. Category plus one. DF category. Yeah. Any questions? And you can able to see our box plot. Valid syntax. Okay. Add category. E. Anyone who can see an error having an invalid syntax. Anyone? And that's how a dictionary is being created. Mboka, any ideas?
He aggregate values umeilist in one row, so ipush tu chini
Any?
hii hapo juu, hiyo values ama ina
This
any
one?
effect. Umeilist.
Sawa. Sasa this one, what it means that A had a list of 10, 12, 14, 16. Let's say classroom A, let's say form ones, in their streams they had 10, 12, and 14 and 16 students for form 1. But now in this case I've not included whether it's form 1 white, form 1 red, form 1 blue. But all I know is that in the 4 streams there were 10, 12, 14 and 16 students. Then for form 1 blue, then for form 2, which is the B now in our category, had 7, 9, 11, 13 students. And for C, the case we can have here. You can have, let's say, class India, and you can have form 1, and you can have form 2. You can have, let's say, form 3, and you can have, let's say, form 4. Number underscore students underscore stream. Now these are the number of students in the streams. So form 1 had 10, 12, 14 and 16. Form 2 had 7, 9, 11, 13. Form 3 had 5, 6, 7 and 8. And form 4 had 9, 10, 11 and 12. What I'm trying to see is whether if I plot a box plot, I'll be able to see the highest number of students in each class of the stream, the median and the lowest. Like in this case, form 1, the highest was 16, the stream that had 16 students, and the lowest was the stream that had 10 students. So this box plot should give me the range of the highest, the max, and the minimum, which is the highest and the lowest, and also should give me like a mean, a median, let's say. So I'll come here and replace it. The aggregate values, will delete this one and replace it with number of students and streams. Category, I'll have it with class. Then aggregate again, I will have it with that one. Then category, I'll have it with class. Again, class. So if I run it, okay. Now form 1. Form 1, the highest was that number, and the lowest was this one. Then this line in between here will show our mean, our median, like the mean. Same to form 2, same to form 3, same to form 4. Have I answered your question? Kumbuka,
Yes.
iko sawa? Hujabaki
Poa.
nyuma. Haya. Same for violins. Violins are the same like the box plots, huh? I think I'll just take this data here. I'll take this data. Yeah. And I'll do for the violin plots. Let's just take the shape of like a violin. Violin plots. We'll have the data there. Then this one will be our violin plot. Then our plt dot violin plot now, not dot violin, not dot box plot. Violin plot. Which will be that one. But now in the violin plot, you have to show the median. So show medians. Show medians is true. Okay. So plt dot show. So if you exclude this one right here, let's try and exclude. Okay. plt dot show. If you try and exclude this show medians, let's see what you'll get. Let me add and that. We don't have our medians. So for the violin, you have to show your median. You have to show your median, which is denoted as a mark of this one. Anyone with a question? Question? Vanessa? You have left. Claire?
Uko mbio Tony.
Niko mbio. Na nikiuliza swali amuongei. Si uniambie niko mbio.
Sasa hiyo ya violin mimi nimestukia tu usha plot.
Oh. I took the previous data ya box plot. It's the same thing. But now in this case, instead of using .box plot, utatumia plt.violin plot here. Mwana. And I've shown like if you don't include, show your medians as true. Like in this case, so now we have medians. But if you don't include it, it won't show you the median. No, it depends on what you're looking at. Maybe unataka kuangalia the max and the mean, maybe or the highest and the lowest. But if you want even for it to show you the median in your visualization, you can have it at that way and itakuonyesha the median.
Okay. Alafu sasa
Mm.
pale kwa box plot ulispecify mambo ya whatever tick whatever. Hiyo unaweza explain hiyo line uliandika plot x ticks range.
Mhm.
Hiyo line
French.
inamaanisha nini? Hii hapa. Hiyo.
What is French?
Anasema
Uni
hiyo line ya hiyo ya range
Mhm.
how it's applying in the box plot.
Mhm.
Alafu mbona sasa hujaitumia kwa violin?
Oh, the x-ticks.
Yeah.
So for the x-ticks, you are selecting the positions and the labels for the x-axis. Ndio tunaitumia. So unataka kuselect the position. If you don't select the position, it assume ikuweke kwa katikati ama itakutupia anywhere. So like in this case,
the orange lines ziko kwa hizo box plots.
hizi ni median.
Okay.
For the box plot, it will always give you by default. Ukiplot itakupatia median.
The median.
But for the violin, you have to specify show medians. True, ama if you don't want it should show you the median, unaacha hiyo.
Okay, so umesema hiyo range ni what's the purpose of that range?
Or this plt.xticks.
Yeah.
For the setting the positions and the labels for the x-axis ticks.
Okay.
So it basically allows you to customize your appearance. Like in this case, the position zilikuwa determined by the range of numbers generated. Like in this case now here. Unaona hapa whereby I used it very somewhere I used it, I don't know. X-ticks. We had an X-tick somewhere. Like in this case, unaona sasa the X-tick. The X-tick, I said that it should be I plus the width, which is half of it. Now, that's why we had the mark of A in between here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alafu
That's the
sasa
syntax for
okay, nimepata. And then PLT legend, what does it mean?
PLT legend. PLT legend sasa si ndio, how will I explain it? The PLT.legend. The PLT.legend has to be there for it to compile all that. And then PLT.show, it's for displaying.
Okay, sawa.
Go read about the .legend function.
Okay, sawa. Thanks.
Yeah. Umeelewa ama tu unasema thanks?
Niko sawa.
Tusonge.
Niko sawa.
PLT.legend ndio ina nini all that? Yes, someone? Other question. Ndio ina compile all that. Yes, Salome. Salome anainua mkono akitoroka.
Hello. Okay, I think the legend means the key. Because in normal graphs, your legend to inaonyeshanga the key.
The key? Oh, the key for maybe aggregate 1, aggregate value 2, and aggregate value 1. Yeah, hiyo pia, but also it also gives us an overview of hiyo yote. Mostly hata uka search, it will always tell you it's for defining, like the function provided by matplotlib library in Python to explain the meaning of the different elements in the plot. That's what it will tell you. But how will it be able to explain the meaning of everything kama haiko involved kwa decompiling? How will it know? How will it know, like in our case here, blue was for shop 1 and orange was for shop 2. It's also involved. But you're right. See it and dismiss your answers alone. So Salome, tuko poa? Hello? Oh, si tuna dismiss you. Mhm. Okay. I move forward. I want to do like a heat map and a swamp plot and maybe a density plot. Aye. So moving forward, let's say maybe a density plot. Can have a comment here. Panel density plot. We import pandas for speedy. Import Seaborn now. Import Seaborn as SNS. Then I can import plot lib dot pyplot as plt. I think I'll have to kurudia data is equals to data is equals to data is equals to category. Now categories, I'll do the same. The A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. And maybe you can have multiple A's and multiple B's. Can have here another A, another A. Then you can have here another B. Now we can add more. Let's say 3 B's. Then let's this be a C category. Separate it with a comma. Now gonna maybe instead of aggregate value, use value. And use value. And use value. So our values can be maybe 10, 15, 7, 12, 9, 8, and maybe 11. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. When I close our dictionary. I don't know why we're getting an error. Let's proceed. Convert it into a data frame, which is df is equals to pd dot data frame. So converting data. So you will don't sort of this error. Unterminated string. Anyone who can see the error, where it's coming from?
The first bit.
Unterminated. Oh, okay. Thank you.
The first bit.
Let me check if you so because it's a kernel density, now use the .k dplot. So before you use the k dplot, you have to use first the SNS because you're importing Seaborn as SNS. So it will be SNS.k dplot. So you k dplotting, which is data which is equals to df. So our x will be value. Then in this case we're dealing with hue. Our hue will be category. Then you can choose to fill it or not. You can say just fill to be true, for it to be cute at least. So value should be, so now we label, which is plt dot x label is equals to value, and plt dot y label equals to density, and the plt dot title. Dot title can be of it as a kernel density plot. Kernel density plot. Then we plt show. See if it will plot for us. Yes. Salome.
Yes.
Have you noticed now in this case we didn't use the legend, but we still have the category key.
Yeah.
So you can choose to use it or not, but it will run to.
Okay.
Yeah. If for example I didn't want it to fill, I can just take all of this one. If I didn't want it to fill, I can just get rid of this part right here, and I'll just have lines depending on how you want to plot it. Question? I will re-edit this notebook. We'll add more. I will add more of notes, ones that I think I've left out. I will add more examples for your own practice. I had mentioned I want to do a heat map, and because we've only dealt with pandas, let me do a heat map of NumPy. So I can start by importing NumPy. Import NumPy as np, then I import matplotlib, then import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Then I can decide and create a 2D. Create a 2D. Create a 2D array. Create a 2D array as the data set. As the data set. for me to create this 2D array as the data setter, let me choose and use maybe random numbers. I'd shown you guys in when we were tackling numpys, you use the rand function. So I can say data is equals to np, which is the numpy, which deals with the numbers in Python and with short integers. Random dot rand, and I want it to be 5 rows, 5 columns. 5 rows, 5 columns. Yeah, I think that will do us good. And then I plot the heat map. So it will be plt, because I've imported matplotlib as plt dot I am sure, the one that's used, which is data, that's our x, then cmap, which will be can say hot or cool, the one that you want to use. Then plt dot color bar. Now you have to specify. In this case, I'll just leave it blank to give me anything that's hot, that shows a hot color. Dot show. I love random numbers. These are random. If I run it again, I'll have again random. Yeah, random. But that's how a heat map looks like. Any question before I do an introduction of the assignment? Okay, so let me introduce the assignment. I've shared data. The data is city underscore temperature, CSV. I'll give guidelines on how I want it to be analyzed. I'm still drafting the guidelines. I'll send them by tomorrow morning because this is our last class. But in case you have an issue, I'll still be available anytime to assist. We've been using Colab, whereby we've been mounting our drive first before being able to define the path and being able to read our data into our notebook. So for the data that I've shared, I didn't see Almasi here. I assume Almasi is the one who's using the offline version, which is the Jupyter Notebook for Anacom. So once we get that data, of course, you start by importing the necessary, which is the libraries that we'll be using. So importing and as pd, we have to import numpy as np, and we have to import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So after doing that, now you mount your driver, so which is from google.colab import driver. Then now you mount your drive, which is drive.mount, which is /content /driver, and you run your code for you to give it access to the specific drive that you want to mount. Mine, that one. Then I allow. After allowing, allowing now, I always opt to convert it directly into a data frame. So it's df is equals to pd dot read underscore CSV. Now you have to define which kind of file you're reading by underscore CSV. It can be underscore Excel. It depends. XLS. So it will be / content / drive / which is my drive / now I have to give the way I've saved it in my drive temperature. Temperature .csv. Wait for the path. Okay, once I get a successful code run, I inspect the data if it's that case by running df.head to view the first five rows. I'll be able to get this, which is the region, country, state, city, month, day, and average temperature. Now, this data is wide. It's wide. You can decide to view it here. So you can decide to take this right here. It's wide. You can see this data is wide. We're dealing with a lot of rows. I don't know, they're like 30,000. So unless you want to analyze for each country aside or continent, depending on how you want to do the analysis, you just have to first explore the data and get to see what you want to work with. For you to view information of the data without first opening the Excel one, the Excel format view of it, you can just type in df.info and get to see the columns and the data type, which is region, country, state, city, month, year, and giving you the data type by the D type denotation, which is region is object, country is object, state is object, month is in integer and float. It's in float because it's in decimal, so it's being viewed as float. So for you to get to see what kind of data you're dealing with, you can say df.size, but see maybe, so it's a large data set because it's around 113 MB. So for this case, we can decide and maybe deal with maybe for the country India. I saw the India one was working very well. Before you go down to the part of viewing the country for India, continue performing basic EDA. After viewing the first 5 rows, after viewing the info, after getting to know the type of data you're working with by df.size, we can decide and maybe check for null values. For checking the null values, you use the df.isNull. Because you want the sum for each series, which is also the column. Use the .sum and it will also give you the outputs. So for region, we have zeros, country 0, state, we had some missing, city 0, month 0, year 0. Now, because if you're going to deal with the ones for state, now you have to replace it with the mode. do more search on that one, how to replace it. But if you're doing the ones for integers or float, you use min. You can decide to use min to replace the missing null values. You can also do a df dot describe, and also you can do a describe dot t. The dot t here is used to transpose the resulting summary statistics. By transposing, I mean like the columns become rows. You see, the month, the columns of the data become the rows, so that you can have a nicer view of it, making it to read and compare the statistics for each other. Because now you see here, region, country, state, city, month, day, year, average temperature were in the column part of it. But if I use the dot t, I'm able to see the columns in rows. You can decide to use df.describe and not use the dot t, and this is what you can get. This is what you'll get. Okay. So it depends on how you want to view your data. Questions? Any questions? Any add-ons?